Hello, welcome to Old Nerd Reads The Whispered Symphony of Shadows by Cosmic Voidling. Before I get into the book, this is my brand new backdrop made by my daughter yesterday. She's going through a phase of being crafty at age 13. Likes to do beads. She likes to paint nails. She has her little friends come over and she'll paint their nails for them. She does a really good job too. So when we moved into this house, there's this bar right here, and there was a lot of like bar paraphernalia, and there were all these coasters, and she's decorating her room, making her decorations herself, and she made this for me out of the coasters down here when she was making decorations last night. So I thought, you know what, I'll make it at the backdrop. It'll probably tip over, but whatever, it looks cool. I think she did a good job. So Cosmic Voidling is obviously a pen name, but it's the pen name for a coworker of mine. The author and their friend both got hired at the same time. The author's friend was very outgoing, and I got to know the friend first, and then in talking to them, found out about the author, and we now we just talk about books all the time at work whenever our paths cross. But she wrote this book, and I finally, like, after talking to her for a little while, kind of figured out that she'd written a book, and I was really impressed. I would love to write a book myself, and I've done a little writing, but I've never been able to come up with a good start, middle, end story that I think would be worthy of making into a book. So I was immediately impressed, and she said, we got before I found out that she had written a book, a lot of the conversations we had were about like anime, manga, books and TV and stuff like that. So like there's not too many people in a factory that are interested in these kind of nerdy hobbies. So it was really nice to figure out that this writer was kind of a nerd like me, just a lot younger. She's in her 20s, so there's 30-year gap, and so the stuff that she reads is more modern, is more up to date, current stuff, and I guess this book is along those lines. She just released it. She's working on a series of books. I think she said there's going to be 7 of these. And she did an excellent job designing it. I was blown away when I found out she'd written a book, and then that she'd actually had it made, had it printed. I guess you can download this from like Amazon, or you can order this from Amazon. I think you might even be able to order it right straight from her. I got 2 books from her. I got 2 copies because I wanted to read one and have for myself, and then have one to put in my old nerd store and label it as a local author book and sell it down there. And just, I don't know, thought that'd be a cool way to maybe help her out a little bit. But this is not only did she do this great job on this book, but like she had these 2 tchotchkes that came with it. This is like a postcard map of the world that this fantasy book is set in. Just a really nice, high quality postcard, like you get with crowdfunded comics. The tchotchkes that you get, the bookmarks, the postcards. This is actually the author's artwork, I believe. I believe she drew this. This is the design for one of the characters in the book. So that was another thing that came with it. Now she gave me the 2 copies of my book in this black bubble mailer, but look at how the second book that I got from her came wrapped. They both came wrapped the same way, but I left the second one wrapped the way she did it, and she wrapped it in this black tissue paper. Thank you, sticker. But see how she tucked the 2 postcards into the folds of the tissue paper. So I wanted to leave it like that. I thought that was really cool. So I'll probably keep this one for myself, and I'll leave it wrapped as long as I can anyway. But this one I'll probably stick down in the old nerd store after I do this video. I'll put it down there and sell it like I was originally planning, with these included. This is not a book that I would read. When I go into, I used to love to go into Barnes & Noble. When I go into Barnes & Noble now, it feels really different. And nothing against this cover. This is actually, I kind of dig this cover, actually. The colors, the design, the gold lettering. I think it looks great. The whole book looks great. But my point is, like, you go into like a Target and you go in the book section, and a lot of the books there, and like the younger readers, the fantasy section, the covers are probably going to look pretty similar to this. And the same way in Barnes & Noble. And they're just, anybody who's watched this channel has seen the books that I've shown on here and knows that I like stuff from the 70s and the 80s, the painted fantasy book covers and sci-fi book covers, and books don't look like that anymore. So that's just me being an old man. But anyway, and I probably, like, I'm not the target audience for this. This book is basically, I think you would call it a romantasy. And not only is it a romantasy, but it's the two leads are gay. That's two guys. So it's not something personally I would read, but I had to read it since my coworker did. I had to. I had to see, how she did, and she did pretty good, I thought. Like, it's kind of, in my mind, a young reader's book. However, there's two really graphic sex scenes in here, so and she even puts in here, this book is not for, oh, here, she signed it, C. Voidling. She puts a warning here someplace. I thought this was interesting. She did all the chapters as they're just the name of whatever primary character that chapter is, like, the focus of. So Talon is the main character. This is Talon. Saris is another, like, not a friend of his, but they're same age and everything. They went to school together. Lurkon is this fella. And I thought that was neat that that's how she did her chapters. Like, that's all it is. And let me see. Please note, this series is not meant for anyone under the age of 18. This is the first book in the series and may contain triggering content to some readers. A detailed list can be found in back of the book for those who need it. And she does. There's a couple of appendixes back here, which is cool. Like, she really, like, this is a proper fantasy novel, really. Character list. What else was there back here? Glossary. And then there's some more here. Let's see. Dictionary. Author's note. This is just kind of like a thank you, kind of dedication almost from Cosmic Voidling. Content warning. Like, here's a list of everything that could trigger people. Panic attacks, past loss of a loved one, brief mentions of non-consensual touching, sexual content. So she gives a pretty good warning. So even though I feel like this is like a young adult type of fantasy novel, it's not. You got to be 18 to read it. So it's basically about several different races of magical type creatures, and Talon, main character, he's kind of an outcast in his society, born under a bad sign kind of thing. He's got bad juju about him, so people avoid him. He's excluded, but he has a loving family, and There's some warring taking place between the different races scattered throughout the lands where this takes place in this world. And this is the emperor of another race. And because of the warring that's about to take place, him and his people end up in Talon's village, city, and they're basically signing a treaty, getting to know each other in case they have to fight this war together, I guess. But there's magic. There's it's mostly these humanoid people with wings. They can all fly. She does a really good job building, like making the world visual. It's very colorful. I told her it kind of spots where she describes different settings, different locations or items in a location. Like she described them very well, and it felt like a Studio Ghibli film, I thought, in those spots, the way she described it. And that makes sense because she's an anime fan. Yeah. You can order this book, like I said, on Amazon. You can either download like the PDF or whatever to your Kindle, or you can, I think, order an actual copy like this. Here she has a website, www.cosmicvoidling.com. And I'm not sure, you might be able to order a book from her website, maybe. I believe she has a Facebook page set up for this. I think she has a TikTok channel she uses to kind of advertise it a little bit, promote it. And I imagine it's all under Cosmic Voidling. But yeah, I just thought it was really cool that I had a coworker who wrote a novel, and not only a novel, but a fantasy novel, something kind of in my wheelhouse. So very neat stuff. If that sounds interesting to you, look her up, cosmicvoidling.com, and buy a book from her. I think, what was it? It was $18 for the book. So I'm not sure how much it costs to like download the digital file. But anyway, that's all on Amazon. If you can find it on there, you should be able to. She's had some modest sales, I guess. Nothing huge, but it's selling, which is cool. I mean, that's how it starts, right? First novel, first time author, and I think she's got 7 books. Like, she's at work, anytime she has a free second, like she's got a notepad and a pen out, and she's like taking notes. So it's kind of cool. So I'll just walk past her and ask her where she's at with it and stuff. Try not to interrupt her if she's concentrating too hard. But yeah, it's just really cool that I work with someone who wrote a book. So that's my video. This kind of book sounds like something anybody you know might be interested in. Please share the video with them. Please consider subscribing. I also do a video series on this channel reading my Marvel comics in order, where I'm reading my Marvel comics collection in publishing date order-ish. I'm currently just starting the year 1977, reading like Fantastic Four, Amazing Spider-Man, X-Men stuff, everything that's in my collection. So if that sounds cool, please subscribe for that. And drop me a like, comment down below with what you think of the book, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.